Sarah Jones showed up with a flash drive and a few papers. Across from her sat a powerful senator, sure of himself, calm, and thinking nothing could hurt him. But minutes into the meeting, that sureness was gone. One file changed everything. The room got quiet, and what happened next made the whole government stop and think hard about itself. Stay with us because the reason for that quiet is something they didn't want you to know. You won't believe what was hidden inside a plain black flash drive. It looked simple, even cheap. But what Sarah Jones found on it would shake the foundation of a big meeting room and leave a whole group of leaders with no words. The truth about Senator Clark's secret plan would only come out if Sarah could connect every clue. And if you're watching, you'll want to stay until the very end because the one thing no one saw coming is the part that changed everything. It started like any other morning. Sarah walked into her office, holding a folder in one hand and her phone in the other. Her helper was already at his desk, looking at the day's plan. Someone left this earlier. No note, no name, just this, he said. He held up a small plastic bag. Inside was a flash drive, plain black, no marks, no label. Sarah took it without a word. She'd gotten secret tips before. Most led nowhere. But something about this one felt different. There was no reason to leave a drive like this unless someone wanted it to be seen. Back in her office, she locked the door and put it into her safe laptop. A single folder popped up. Clark deals red flags. She stopped. That name, Clark, a senator she'd heard about in Washington but never met. She opened the folder. There were lots of PDFs. Some looked like meeting notes. Others were private papers, some with official stamps, others pulled from government records. But one file stood out. Changes_logs.xlsx. It opened to a list with dates, names, meeting numbers, and something else. Edits to official records, times erased, meetings moved, then gone completely. Note said canceled, no reason given. Some records were changed from the senator's account, others from accounts tied to his staff. It didn't add up. Senators have power, but this kind of secret change wasn't normal. And if what she saw was true, someone worked hard to hide it. Then came the next surprise, a file called messages.pdf. It was an email chain. At the top, an email Sarah didn't know, then another, then a third from inside the senator's office. Senator Clark's initials were in the title. The subject line said planned timing, and at the bottom, one line made her stop. Deal must be done by Friday, no trace. She leaned back, her eyes stuck on the screen. This wasn't just a small mistake. It was something big, something planned. Her phone buzzed. There's more, her helper said. You'll want to see it in person. Downstairs, on his desk, was the envelope the flash drive came in. Tucked between two blank pages was a printed meeting plan. The deal was marked done 6 months ago, but the record said it never happened. The person involved walked free, no reason given. Sarah stared at the paper, her mind racing. If this was true, if even one of these deals was hidden on purpose, there was a pattern, one that pointed straight to Clark. Check everyone in that email chain quietly, and copy everything on the drive. Keep it safe, no leaks, she told a helper. He nodded. As she walked back to her office, Sarah didn't say a word. But in her mind, the pieces were coming together. Who left her this proof? And why now? 3 days passed. Sarah hadn't slept much. The data from the flash drive was copied, checked, and saved in 3 safe places. Her team was quietly looking into every name from the email chain. Some were easy, office workers, assistants, staff, but 2 names stood out right away. One was a famous lawyer in Washington, the other a past government worker now at a private company that works on big government deals. She sat at the head of the long meeting table, her team around her, everyone quiet. No one needed to be told how serious this was. One of the young team members pushed a file forward. We looked into the Smith deal, the one from the printout. You were right. It never really happened. Planned, moved, then marked done without a meeting. The notes say it was canceled because of no proof, but here's the problem. Proof was already given and accepted 3 weeks earlier. Sarah leaned forward. That's not possible. You don't cancel a deal after proof is accepted unless something changes. Who signed off on canceling it? Clark, another team member said, opening a notebook. And it's not just that deal. We found at least 6 more with the same pattern, activity, then sudden canceling. In most cases, the other side doesn't even argue. But when we talked to one of the workers off the record, he said he didn't even know the deal was cancelled until it was already gone. Sarah stayed to the list. One name made her stop. She remembered it. State versus John Miller. A cheating case. Bad details. Strong proof. She'd heard about it last year. A rare big case that seemed solid. What happened to Miller? Out on supervised release, one of the team members answered. Then 6 months later, caught in Texas, stealing with a weapon. Sarah's hands tightened. That's 2 people who should have been stopped. Her voice was calm but firm. Make a timeline. I want every date, every name, every gap. I want to know who was working in Clark's office the day these deals were changed. I want camera footage from the office if we can get it, and I want it fast. The room got busy. Chairs moved. Laptops opened. No one needed to be told this was real now. She walked to the window, looking out over the city. There were plenty of tricky leaders. Some were even too proud. But Clark was always known as careful, smart, not loud, not careless. If he was part of something like this, he didn't do it alone, and he had a reason. The door opened again. Sarah, there's one more thing. The email chain. We found another copy on a private server. It's locked, but the info shows someone else looked at it 2 weeks ago. Someone not in the office. Who? The answer was slow. It's not sure, but the address is tied to a political group in Arlington, one that works with campaigns and big leaders, including ones close to certain senators. Sarah didn't answer. A pattern was forming, not just in the deals, but in the quiet around them. And if she was right, the quiet was on purpose. It was just after midnight when Sarah closed her laptop and sat back in her chair. The room was dark except for the blue light of her screen. The more she found, the bigger the problem got. She had 6 change deals now, each one canceled under Senator Clark's power. Each one had proof that was already given. Each person walked free, and at least 2 had gone on to break the law again. That wasn't just bad luck. It was a system falling apart from the inside. She scrolled through the latest file her team sent in an email from a safe drive they'd opened earlier that evening. It showed a message between a worker in Clark's office and an outside helper, talking about a planned delay and a timing change for a decision that was supposed to happen the next week. That's not how leaders talk. That's not how fairness works. The words that stood out the most. It'll keep things quiet until after the year ends.